Xenosaga Episode 1. I have played some Minecraft mods. Some of those make a lot of sense. Minecraft's already like, I guess its style of game is very different. Hey people, thanks for the host. I appreciate that. Also, no worries. There's never a hosting obligation. By the way, people, I sent you a Twitch message. You want to shoot me your email? I've got this small streamer support group on Google set up. Probably add you and find some other of the folks on my list. If you wanted, I'll give you admin rights if you wanted to invite some people as well. Oh, yeah, everyone tells me to play XCOM too. Hey Skyhawk, thanks for the host. I appreciate it. Really, Leon? That's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to add both of you. If you guys want to Twitch message me, if anyone in chat is a small streamer looking to grow, send me a Twitch message with your email address and I will add you to this Google group. I envision using it to, like, if you have a question about hardware or a capture card or an error message you're getting in OBS and you don't want to go on like our Twitch or something like that. Or we could try to coordinate hosting or rating or anything. What are those Gnosis things that creep me out? Hey Ben, cat hype, bottom right there, buddy. He's so hungry. You just gonna chill here? This is his new mode. Oh. Well, the group would be like a private forum for discussing that kind of a thing. So we could still use Twitter to retweet each other and that kind of a thing, but we could use the Google group to talk about plans for that without it being out in the open. Use it to gossip. I hear Crip wears grandma panties. Not for gossip. This isn't my house. You're not my mom. What game was that from, Kami? It's been a while. That was Earthbound Beginnings, I think. Wait, that's cool, Leon. I haven't heard. Are there other games that do that where it doesn't just assume that you won across the board? Cappy. Cappy, do you have a sphere point added game? Do you have? I think it's like 1500 or something now. I can look up the list. You have the points for it, you could add it to be permanently played at some point and start voting it up. Okay. Hanging on to your nuke. Gotcha. I'm trying to find a way to get my bot to track how many sphere points y'all spend to encourage people who are sitting on nukes to nuke. Give out rewards based on amounts of sphere points spent. I could probably do something like, you know, after some arbitrary number of thousands of sphere points spent, you get a small beat sprite that I'll send you in a thank you message. Because I can make those fairly quickly. If it's a really high threshold, I should be able to manage it. I should be able to scale. And I could do like a special stream where I stream me making the beat spray. It'd be fun. I can ship it in a like a standard envelope. Well, we have to think again about like the attitude towards that. The nuke's already aimed and loaded, yeah. It was already actually fired, I just rescinded the explosion. Just because I think you probably would have spent more than you'll actually end up having to spend whenever Ogre Battle's done, Kami. It ultimately doesn't matter, I agree with your point that you'll earn it back. Over the bridge. Freudian slip. Later, Leon. Let me know how it is, I'd love to see it. Andrew and I might go watch it. It would be cool to hear some reviews from friends. One of her co-workers' husbands works for NASA, so he gets free admission to it at one of the theaters out here. That's correct, people. In 2016, I'm going to retire the ability to permanently add a game to the list because it wouldn't scale with too many people. I might reconsider that if I can find a point cost threshold that makes sense, but I don't want that spreadsheet to be, 5 years from now, huge and with like 100 games on there. We'll see though. My plan for now is to retire it. Upgrade coal and exhausted. Okay, I was just say, they really use coal in space? Yeah, I have the people. Have you looked into Patreon? Are you already using that? 1 million points. And report to the captain. All right, Cherenkov, so named for the scientist and the brand of radiation. What's up, Moriyama? Yeah, you could do Game Wisp. Chaos was actually telling me about that.
See.
I found out about a Game Wisp like
basic specs.
a week after switching to Patreon.
So, where's the actual field data?
Well, it's not quite ready.
Sick.
All I can provide today is up to A7.
So you don't have it?
Well, we'll begin testing with a mock-up unit very soon. But the system is still a little unstable and...
Aren't you just making excuses? Listen, Chief Uzuki. Why do you think you're on this ship? Think about that for a moment. This fleet may be newly outfitted, but it was assembled under major time constraints. And we have eggs units, but the 100 series observational units that go with them aren't available until later. What would happen if by some chance we were attacked by those things? I don't think I need to describe the outcome to you. The purpose of Cosmos deployment was to address this issue. Or am I mistaken?
No, sir.
Listen, you're not in a laboratory anymore. You're on a warship. This is a battlefield. Cosmos was supposed to be our frontline defense here, and now you're telling us it hasn't even woken up yet. There's no point in having a weapon that can't even get out of bed. That thing's only meaningful to us when it's fully operational. Why can't you?
Let it go, Commander. These people are working under serious time constraints.
It's a guy that looks like a puppet
just like
from
our own
Team
squad.
America.
Besides, they're only one step away from actual field testing. In the end, we all want to see this operation completed without having to resort to that thing. Don't we?
Of course, Captain. But I believe we... who's calling me?
Is there a problem?
No. Something urgent's come up. If you'll excuse me.
I wonder what's wrong.
I don't know.
Well, never mind. That's enough for today, Chief Uzuki. Let me know if any new developments arise.
I'm sorry we failed to meet your expectations.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. What's important to us is how reliable the system is once we start using it. Rushing the project won't get us anywhere. So just calm down and take as much time as you need. The government's funding it all anyway, right? You must be tired. Take the rest of the day off.
Yeah, so like, I wouldn't have this capture card or this headset or my 3DS capture kit or any of that without the support of viewers, so I do want to give some level of influence to people who are keeping the stream happening, you know, especially when I'm in my infancy here. I'm not getting boosted by Twitch directly. I think if you're not doing it as just a hobbyist thing, it's nice to give people something they can influence and change. The sounds in this game are almost exactly the same as the menu sound effects for Silent Hill 2, and it makes me wonder if, like, the PS2 has some stock sound effects that you can use for your games. Vector HQ. AGWS. Do we decide that AGWS is pronounced eggs? Okay. I'll see if I can find it. I don't have a map in this game, do I? So let's go to a hangar. Press me, hurry up and press me. Okay. I'll press the button. I started streaming in February of this year. If you want to hear the whole shtick. I used to work for Chase, the bank. I was a test lead for the website on the mortgage side. And their headquarters are in Columbus, Ohio. And my wife Andrea was getting her PhD at Ohio State, and she graduated and got a job out here in California. So I asked my boss, hey, can I keep my job and just keep working remotely from California, since nothing about my job demanded that I physically be in the office, right? So my boss was cool with it, my boss's boss was cool with it, my boss's boss's boss was cool with it. After I moved out here, my performance actually improved. But the CEO decided to shut down work from home arrangements across the whole bank. So I got laid off, essentially. And I grew up pretty poor, so I didn't have a lot of like opportunities to take risks. Like, I didn't go to college. One of those in that bucket of people where it looked like my parents made money on paper, but they really didn't, and I couldn't file as an independent until I was like 25 or had a child out of wedlock or something. So anyway, my wife was like, hey, you never got a chance to take a risk. If you do, like, you basically be a homemaker for me, I'll support you and you can try this Twitch streaming thing. So I'm really blessed to have that opportunity to be able to try to build as a streamer without working a conventional job at the same time. As part of what I'm trying to build with Patreon, eventually my severance money from Chase is going to run out, and I'll have to pare down the stream if I have to rejoin industry and get a part-time job or something on top of this. So Patreon is where I'm able to say, hey, if I receive this amount of support per month, then this is the number of hours of streaming I can do every day. Yeah, for sure. Skyhawk. You're in Ohio too? Northeast, so you're like by Sandusky? How often are you jamming at Cedar Point? That was actually my first date, well, my first major date with Andrea. We went to Cedar Point. That's where I asked her if you would be my girlfriend. Closer to Cleveland. Turning up that one. Yeah, I hear you, people. I am intensely aware of how blessed I am. I am in charge, like my job, so to speak, offline is I got this spreadsheet that we monitor, and Andrea doesn't do any chores because I'm essentially a house husband. So I like clean the kitty litter and keep the house looking nice and make dinner and that stuff. It's a pretty sweet deal. Like, people tend to turn their nose up if you tell them that you're a house husband, but that's kind of a women's rights issue, right? Because there's still no one who has an issue if you say, yeah, my wife works, stays at home, raises the kids. People act weird if you're a guy and you do that. And it makes it harder for women to succeed in really demanding careers like physics, academia. You can't have someone who's staying at home and taking care of things for you. Whereas men are expected to be able to do that, to be able to find a wife who can take care of things. Oh, I miss Cedar Point, people. I miss the... Next time we go to Ohio, we're going to have to go again. It's my favorite, theme park in the world. Mr. Holger? This game is enormous, and in a very different way than Xenoblade is enormous. This one just feels like there's a ton of story in Xenosaga, and you can just immerse yourself. You can talk to all the different NPCs, you can read all the codex entries. Let's give it a try. I'm totally going to appreciate drilling. Xenosaga is mechanically, or Xenoblade is mechanically huge. Xenosaga is flavor huge. It's story huge. Don't get into that. I don't. I feel strongly that it's incorrect to assume that people who have pursued higher learning in academia, Andrea has she's a very smart person, and she has a very deep knowledge about her specific field of expertise, but we all do, don't we? There's nothing that a person who's a plumber, and has learned about plumbing, and plumbing is their life for 20 years, they can be just as smart as someone who chose to go with physics or biology or whatever. It gets tough when you start putting people in sciences on a pedestal, I think, and say, oh, that's way out of my league, I don't understand what they're saying, so we can't talk on the same level. No, it's just, you wouldn't, if you were a plumber, you wouldn't talk about the ins and outs of plumbing to somebody who's not a non-expert. You just got to find common ground, something you're interested in. Xenogears is a great game, people. You should play that and Xenoblade if you can. It's all from the same developers. Right, Matt? Yeah, we've got some physicists in chat, because that's the community I was around in Columbus, right? So Matt, Hatepax, Leon, Ganymede native, and Dietriarch are all physicists. Yeah, Sneakers, if Cappy keeps at it at a rate of 1 hour every other week or every few weeks, we'll beat all the Xenosaga games. Yeah, for sure. It's the thing that you're passionate about, right? We all have there's a breadth of knowledge, the number of subjects we know about, and then there's a depth of knowledge in each of those subjects. So I have a pretty big breadth. I know a lot of stupid trivia about all kinds of little things, but I have very little depth in any one area outside of maybe video games. One of my favorite quotes is from Bill Nye. He says, "Every person you meet knows something you don't." I think that's a great thing to remember. No matter what you know or what you do with your life. Well, it's not in the driller game. We want to drill. We need to drill. Oh, it's like a crane game. Just gotta find the right place for it. Totally a crane game. Breaking the debris. That's how we do in the club. Yeah, I'm glad that. So I was talking about this earlier. Leon was asking what's the difference between all the Xeno games. Basically, Xenogears is a Squaresoft game that's developed by an in-house team inside of Square, and they want to make Xenogears a series of titles. But then something financially bad happens, and they break off from Square, and they form a team called Monolith Soft. And Monolith Soft says, we want to make 6 games in the Xenosaga series. We're going to make a new series that's like a spiritual successor, and they only get to 3, and then financial issues, they get bought on Nintendo. Now they're doing Xenoblade, which is, again, not directly related, but it's its own series. And this time they've gone with, let's not make a series of games that are connected by continuity. Let's make it like an anthology like Final Fantasy. So Xenoblade Chronicles X that's coming out in December has absolutely nothing to do with this game. Yeah, you learn a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing. It's awesome, people. Yeah, I've done some combat in this game. I really like it. It reminds me of Legend of Legaia. But it's a very deep universe. I enjoy it. It's also one of the few like straight sci-fi JRPGs I've played, like straight space exploration sci-fi. I haven't really detected any fantasy in it so far, which is not true for Xenoblade or Xenogears. Xenogears and Xenoblade are both very hybrid science fantasy kind of games. We'll see if I get to one, Plaster Master. The battle system in this is pretty cool. It's kind of like I said, kind of like a Legend of Legaia, where you have different combos that you can enter, and you have a set number of actions you can take per turn, and you can essentially defer your turn to have a turn later that allows more action. Xenogears is more of a typical, like, I don't think it was ATB, it was turn-based. I haven't played Xenogears in a long time. I never beat that game. It has a bitchin' rad soundtrack, though. Yasunori Mitsuda is the composer, the Chrono Trigger guy. Eat that stupid command. Cherenkov. Cherenkov is probably named for the scientist Cherenkov, is most well known for the phenomenon of Cherenkov radiation, which is when light is moving faster than it normally does, and it's in a particular medium. Like, you can't go faster than the speed of light in a vacuum, right? But light travels slower in water than it does in a vacuum. And if you can get light particles, if you can get a particle to move faster than the speed of light in water, it emits this cool blue glow. Astronauts have said that you can see it in space. I'm pretty close to finishing Xenoblade. I'm expecting to beat it next week. Trying to find, I don't think there's a map proper, right? Yeah, I know I have to go to this hangar, but I don't know where it is. If y'all are like super Xenosaga savvy and know where the hangar is relative to me, I will happily take some direction from you. Otherwise, I'm just going to be like dorking around until I find a door. It's clearly not that way, right? That's where like the Reploids are. Also, am I correct? They're talking about like android creation. It kind of reminded me of like a Blade Runner sort of thing. It looks like there are robots on the ship that are androids that are like not intended to be totally sapient. They're more like, you know, they're just robots that happen to look like people that follow instructions. But Cosmos is different. She's like an advanced android that's supposed to be able to pass as a human, and maybe she has sapience and was self-awareness, that kind of a thing. Am I parsing that correctly? We've already had a pretty big scene about the androids, but I wasn't 100% sure if I followed what they were trying to suggest. Good God, people, that's a lot. They're not on PSN, are they? Is she on Vector? Alright. Friendly games. Tag? Okay. That's a weird thing to do. Alright, so this is teaching me about what I'm sure is going to be the battle system in the future, right? Running away from enemies. Oh god! Try it again. I know it's not, yeah. This is how, hint hint, the Gnosis are going to show up. This is like the third time they've pointed this out. Yeah. It's cool. I know it's not trivial to add games to PSN, but that's a lot of, I feel like that's lost revenue. don't think they gain any speed on me. They're like super close there. But, oh, no, they do. Somewhat. A small amount. Yeah. Oh, you're good. Sometimes I'll invite it. In this case, like telling me where the hangar is would be helpful. I think they just get a little bit of an advantage on you when you go up the slope there. Shit. I see what it is now, so I'll just grab it this time. We'll get it this time. You gotta kind of take the corners pretty tight. Hey, welcome back, D-Rock. Thank you. Thank you. Kami, I finally caught the Purge episode of Rick and Morty. Really great. It's a really good show. If you haven't watched Rick and Morty yet, you should get on it. It's very well done. I'm glad that like Dan Harmon is there to chill Justin Roiland out. Justin Roiland's other stuff is pretty avant-garde. Is probably isn't the word to describe it. Later, Plaster. Thanks for hanging out. Maybe see you for Monkey Island or a different game. Oh, it's no worries, dude. I think it already came through on Hitbox, but... Let's see. Get a hanger at. Yeah, snooper I want. I'm a strong, beautiful Xion. Oh, am I going the wrong way? You meant take Xion's left? Thank you, people. That's the kind of advice I'm looking for. Cool. So you're, now when I get there, go the other way. The other more different way. Back to the room with the racing dudes. Gotta take a right instead of a left. Around here somewhere. Feeling increasingly hangery. Is this Xion yelling at me for not going the right way? Okay, hold on. Somewhere in this general area. Chat is acting. It's my special map. Or did you mean people... Hey, thank you, D-Rock. Appreciate that, man. That will go towards the purchase of Star Fox 64 for the 3DS, I think. I'm gonna play that on, play that like right before, maybe on the day that Zero Mission comes out. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I've got you came through on Patreon as well, so I'll throw you the 0 point bonus or whatever for the month. Now I think I parsed people's comment correctly. The direction that I was running from the enemy go this way, right? These are the egg things. I'm here for a package. Hey, merchant. Do I need any of these? I mean, they're cheap, so I should have some, right? Some potions. Have one revive. Got 10 ether packs. Okay with that. Biosphere is like a tent. Problem? Yep, the vaporizer plug-in. Cool. Heard about that a couple times. Interesting. Base compression is like the capsules from Dragon Ball Z or the Pokeballs taking it. Here we go. Man, the Japanese really like English acronyms to an extent that it's almost like alphabet soup for Westerners playing the game. Like the whole like ATB, FAT, UMN, WS. Secret email. Ooh, I like secrets. I like email. I like gold. I like showers. How could this go wrong? See the fruit of my labor? Juicy story to share with you. Concerns Cosmos. You did miss Rocket Knight. I'm sorry, D-Rock. Be on the YouTubes though. Actually, you could probably rewind to it on YouTube now. Really playing some behind the director's back. I do like that there's all this data here, but they like highlight the things that are really important. The ultimate weapon befitting Cosmos. One attack will damage the enemy's entire party. That sounds kind of hot. Really recruiting friends and interested personnel. A few people from the first round division participating too. Like, yeah. Edit to your connection. Okay. Oh, can I reply? Is that really a thing? No, it says read and reply, but I'm guessing however that works, it's automatic. Yeah, that's what I'm playing here. Right, Skyhawk? I say that all the time to people in real life. It weirds them out. Like, I like gold. I like showers. How can this go wrong? You guys help me out here. So it mentions, hey, I'm going to give you this weapon, plug it in, send me a reply, but I don't see a button that lets me reply, you know? There's a button I have to press somewhere. Maybe when I back out, something will happen. We'll see. Try to go doing the simulation in here. Let's go try to find Shion's room. Found several rooms. I think it was on the right side. Nice. It turns out that if you use the term circle jerk in the way that we use it, with someone who's not like familiar with Reddit subculture or internet subculture, that really weirds people out too. It's such a perfect, it's a perfect verb and noun that quickly describes, you know, a certain community of people and a certain activity among people that just get together and praise each other endlessly and don't actually disagree all the time. Yeah, I don't recommend you use the word circle jerk in front of your grandmother, for example. One I saved in after Shield. Okay. Alright. Okay. They got this, people. I think I can do this thing. Maybe. Wait. No, no, it's okay. Alright. We're gonna go find it. We're gonna do this. Everybody's lost but me. You gotta get on Reddit. / don't ever use Reddit if you want to, you know, do something productive in your free time ever again. Alright, so we had these dudes, right? And we did a little chasing mini game, and it was lots of fun. And we went down here. Heck yeah, D-Rock. Man, I was sad. I went to TwitchCon and I brought my 3DS, and I was like, you know what? Nothing else. I'll get a shitload of street passes at TwitchCon, and I got like 8 total. Maybe a lot of people weren't thinking to bring their 3DSs, or like there were more people with 3DSs at the PAX audience. There's a lot of PC gamers at TwitchCon, I'm betting. Yeah, I think there's an app for Reddit. Crash in a dunghill. Yeah, people, you get so many street passes. People, have you been to PAX before? Let's use quarters. It's fine. Keep looking. Yeah, right. I did include something like that in the... There's a survey thread they sent out. It was kind of nice. I felt a little bit of victory when they were doing the Mario Maker thing at PAX this last year, and the guy who was like losing pretty hardcore early on, his excuse he gave for it was, "I'm a PC gamer." Oh yeah, that's right, the hardcore PC gamer, right? Can handle a little old Mario. Oh man, people, you should go to PAX. It's amazing. I saw everybody in chat, if you can get your hands on a badge for any PAX, the one I go to is Prime. Because I know some people in Seattle, but it is a worthwhile endeavor. I'll try to mention in stream when we get close to when the badges usually go on sale, because you kind of have to be watching it like a hawk. I will be watching it like a hawk. Alright, see Matt. Matt's going to be popping in on stream probably during Monkey Island or Ogre Battle here. Let's see. Look, next slide. I think you'd like PAX a lot more than E3, to be honest. PAX is actually, I believe, one of the reasons they created it was as a response to E3. Maybe you could do some nice networking at E3. There's something for everybody there, though. It's a special community. E-Rock, did you look into the Enforcer applications for PAX East? Capping people, you guys are saints for not being like, oh my god, her quarters are right there. What the hell are you doing? I came down this way before and I turned around. I was like, oh, I don't think this is the right way. One of these are Tartarus, right? Alright, next cutscene.
That was a grave mistake, Cherenkov. I believe I already warned you about the dangers of the Zohar. You should have been more careful while retrieving.
Not about a fail life. It's hard to.
Yes, sir. I'm afraid there's no excuse for the fatalities that occurred during the recovery. However, we can...
That's a trivial matter. Forget it. The problem is that those people touched the Zohar and then vanished. And, in addition to that, you're still transporting it while exposed to normal space. Because of that, we've had to move the plan up 2 phases. We can't have the Zohar falling into the government's hands.
2 phases? But why are you...
We've picked up local UMN activity on our EPR radar. The fleet is column jumping towards the position of your convoy. They'll cross your vector in 5 hours, 22 minutes.
No, it can't be. Them?
I told you, you've made a grave mistake. We dispatched reinforcements an hour ago. So keep it safe at all costs until they arrive.
Will they make it in time?
Just keep it safe until they arrive. I don't care if you have to send it into hyperspace by itself. Fortunately for you, your ship is carrying that weapon. I don't know what Vector's up to, but take advantage of the situation.
It's an
if you
obscure
can.
reference, Ludifex.
Excuse me, sir, but they haven't even started field testing it yet. It's too risky.
If it makes me laugh or it makes me
You should
groan,
be
you get your
cognizant of
points.
its power. I don't care if it's unstable.
Makes me roll my
Make
eyes.
them hurry.
But sir,
That is all.
Dude looks like
Commander,
menacing
wait.
as hell.
Commander Margulis!
Like I told you before, I can't go anywhere until my project stabilizes. Don't you remember?
You know how long you've been saying that? I haven't seen you for 2 years now. You could at least come home for our parents' memorial. Where's your sense of filial duty?
Memorial?
Yeah, where's your sense of filial duty?
Why are you trying to resurrect obscure ancient rituals? Wait a minute. You've been reading those weird old books again, haven't you? I swear you're so obsessed with those precious books of yours.
That is none of your business, thank you very much. How many times must I tell you not to quibble about my way of life?
What do you mean, way of life? All that stuff's just a stupid old hobby for you. Just remember, don't expect me to take you in when you're old, senile, and all alone.
That's terribly rude of you, Shion. Don't worry about me. Just promise me you'll come home this year, okay? If you don't...
All right, when I get some time off. Look, gotta run. See ya.
Hey, wait! I'm not going to let you dodge the question again. Hello? Hello?
Honestly, I wish he'd consider my feelings for a change.
Filial's that word doesn't get used very frequently, does it? Well, like consanguineous kind of means the same thing. It makes sense too, because sanguine means blood and con is with, so like consanguineous is someone who has the same blood as you, it's a sibling or relative. Taking a nap. Yeah, you also check out Ludifex's YouTube channel. Does with a friend. Good. I have to check you guys out if you start, especially if you start streaming Destiny. I'd like to hang out for that. I'm gonna get an Xbox One at some point to play Destiny.
Good night.
I know Matt has it on there too. Speaking vampire. Kami's like, I imagine you saying that like Obi-Wan. Oh, there's a word I haven't heard in a long time. He used to call me filial Kami. I think I have a higher mass of people who have it on Xbox One, so that's the one I'd play it on. Otherwise, otherwise it would be a PS4 because that has more exclusives that I'm looking forward to. What's going on with this crazy dream? This is the second time we've seen this girl. Is this like her little sister or something, or a young version of her? Don't answer that question. I'm asking that question into the ether. And autocorrect. I've heard Destiny is pretty good now. I'm glad I didn't pick it up on launch. It was one of those games that needed some iteration. It's like how today's Diablo 3 is a wildly better game than the game that came out in vanilla. Who this little girl is, man? What's your deal? Lone robot or long lost twin? Hot Pocket. Yeah, that'd be cool, people. I've got some. I'm sure most of your Xbox Live Arcade games from the 360 carryover. It would be cool to play some of those, like Catan and the like. Some multiplayer. Hot Pockets are lava or Arctic. Man, what's going on with Cosmos?
What the? You're all still here?
Hey, how's it going? We're trying to pinpoint today's problem, among other things. What about you?
Oh, Commander Cherenkov gave me a piece of his mind earlier.
Ouch. Glad to see you survived. That guy's relentless.
You act like a bunch of college kids, and what, is Vector run by a Girl Scout?
He just went on and on.
Voice acting is quite good in this game.
Man, that's just not right.
Seriously. But it isn't right to have the Chief taking all the heat. Still, I wonder why he seemed so nervous.
Spooky. I think this game is very slow burn. I mentioned the other day that there's pressure on
Now
developers to
exiting the
not make
asteroid
games like this
field.
anymore.
That's excellent. Prepare to gate jump.
Aye, aye, Captain. All ships entering approach. 19 minutes? 30 seconds to column area. UMN, pulse received.
Current coordinates locked. Transfer vector correction to 103. Target Athens column.
Here we go.
Captain, a warning signal.
It
We're gonna stop using
Is
Xenosaga
it
right
them?
before it's them.
No, sir. The detection system is silent. How's it look on your side?
Nothing over here either. Are you sure it's not an error?
No, it's not. What is this?
What's going on?
Sir, I don't think an external source is causing this warning signal.
Then what's causing it?
I'll run a search. I've pinpointed the anomaly. It's inside the ship, Sector 3.
Oh man, it's coming from inside the house. Yeah, I know people who would really enjoy today's Diablo 3, but they got burned so badly by the launch that they'll never play it again, and I can't really fault them. It was a really bad game when it first came out.
It's
Cosmos! What? It's Monty Python's Flying Circus.
That's impossible! Hey! What the hell's going on?
I don't know. It all happened so quickly. We're checking it out right now.
Cosmos warning status, level 1. The bindings are off. Damn it! It's booting up on its own.
Holy
The
shit.
countdown has started as well.
What the hell? Why all of a sudden?
Land here, girl. The one person who shouldn't be sleeping right now. Yeah, people, I hear it's really, really good now. Like, Taken King got really high reviews, but I think it's comparable to the Diablo situation. I didn't feel pressure to play it on launch because of all the bad things I heard about it.
Countdown? How can that be?
Who is driving car? Oh my god, Bear is driving car. How could this be? Man, we're gonna be stopping right when shit's getting real. I'm sorry, Cappy and people.
This circuit is reserved for Class A and B users only. Class C users, please try your call again later. Once again, currently we are at emergency level 3.
Come on!
This circuit
Why
is
now of
reserved
all
for
times?
Class A and B users
Someone
only.
activate
Class C
Cosmos?
users, please try your call again later. Once again,
Wait,
currently we are
that's
at emergency
impossible. Cosmos isn't supposed to wake up unless I enter the activation code from this terminal. That's the failsafe we integrated.
Be a good cliffhanger for next time.
This can't be happening. Not again.
Not again? Ooh, what happened last time? They've hinted at that a couple times so far in the game. It's not a good idea, Xion. This is a really rad game though, like I said, there's a pressure in Hollywood now to make movies be super dense and like action-packed.
Same as the last time.
Rapid-fire dialogue. You see similar pressure with video games, so it's kind of nice to play a game that has a much slower burn. You good people. I am in no way shocked that the Gnosis are about to appear. They only spent like, what, the last 2 hours of gameplay saying, hey, you should learn how to dodge enemies in case the Gnosis ever attack. Why am I telling myself this?
What is it now?
It's like there's a player in my
Detecting a
head who needs to
large-scale
hear these
spatial
things.
distortion ahead of us. An enormous mass is gating out.
Impossible. We're still outside the column area. That's...
The UMN geodesic structure is being breached.
The
Geodesic
target!
structure is
It appears
the,
to be interacting
the
with the
monolith,
UMN
right?
somehow!
It's being hacked. That's possible?
Massive gravity fluctuations! Surface anomalies forming in space-time!
Impossible! That defies all laws of physics!
Shooting mass. The numbers are completely inconsistent. I can't get a clear reading. Whatever it is, it's huge!
The amplitude! The hell? It's like a tidal wave! The readings are increasing! It's entering normal space!
Captain!
Straight ahead! There it is!
Gnosis!
Get on the bridge. That's impossible. It defies all laws of physics. Pretty cool looking. They kind of remind me of Yuuzhan Vaughn, Star Wars Expanded Universe. The Xenosaga might run over a little late as we get to a safe point. After this, it's Monkey Island. Until 4:30 and everybody at 4:36. Andrea's in Los Alamos today, applying for a job on Mexico. Who needs laws of physics? Yeah, basically. That's the one thing that all the Xeno games have in common. They are giant robots. And not friendly robots either. They're like totally called eggs. Come on,
into
please.
battle without an eggs unit. What brave little soldiers they are. Brings tears to
Appreciate
my
their
eyes.
effort to like
Well,
phonetically
let's see
pronounce
how they do with
AGWS as
shields.
anything other than Aglus. Gross. You're pretty nasty looking, man. These slimy psychic demon monsters. Not a fan. Why are they like phasing? Whoa. Spiritual then. Shit, man. These cutscenes are really well done too. Music. Gnosis. I'm so glad to see them. I think the Gnosis have a phallic fixation. Even though they look like penises. Oh, really? Interesting, people. The Xenoblade's a pretty bloody game. It's not very censored. Hey, look at that! Look at the convenience. Perfect timing. So we're on a good track to start with some really exciting Xenosaga combat next time Cappy's turn comes up. Subblock. I did purge, yes. Very good episode. Enjoying this season of Rick and Morty quite a lot. Alright, so it is Secret of Monkey Island.